thought I will share with you real numbers. So recently, Dr. Sandeep and me, we collected some primary data, and we did it very quickly. The moment we came to know about the 3 colleges which got bankrupt, we immediately initiated this study, and we'll be happy to collaborate with you to do it in a much bigger scale on how do we arrest potential problem in future. What is interesting in the study, you will find, this is a sample of 177 students who had enrolled for one of the 3 colleges which became bankrupt recently in Canada. You find, I do not feel good in reporting on the International Women's Day that 54% of these women, young women, are actually from Punjab. And we had a session a couple of days back, Dr. Sandeep and me, many of them were weeping. They were crying. They were just crying, and we didn't know what to do. We had originally planned the session for 1.5 hours, but me and Dr. Sandeep, we stayed connected. We allowed all of them to speak. So both the genders are impacted, and large number of women who are adversely impacted. And we asked them question that they have gone to Canada or they started online courses, because these colleges told, hey, don't worry, right? You get started, right? Education must continue. So continuity in education is important, and it should go on even if there is pandemic. And they signed up online courses, they released fees. And this gives you an idea about, out of approximately 177, what is the distribution of students who went for diploma. So you have 81 of them, highest number, diploma, followed by postgraduate diploma, undergrad course, post-graduation, and graduate course or degree course. Now, the next question was that, what is their current status? Are they doing online classes from India, or are they doing online classes from Canada? What's happening? So interesting was that a large number of them were asked to stay in India, do the online courses. In fact, there are students who are told that, well, you have got in principle visa, right? A term coined during pandemic. So sign up, release your fees, not small money. Now the next slide will be interesting. So you had large number of them still in India, release their fees, and you also have students who moved to Canada, right? Paid their fees, and in fact, a couple of them even told that the pressure that they have from the money lenders, right, to pay back the money, some of them are contemplating to commit suicide. And me and Dr. Sandeep, we were counseling them as to why life is precious, and that this problem would get resolved. Dr. Sandeep told that Canada is a great country, and the Punjab has got great relation. So there'll be some government to government discussion on how do you solve the problem. I wanted Dr. Sandeep to make some comment, but before that, I want to share with you about sources of funds. So we made an attempt to understand how did they get the money, and you will find it very interesting, right? These students had multiple sources of fund. So you would have students who got money from parents' savings, whatever savings they had. Many of them are very bright students, but come from very humble background. Some of their parents are actually farmers. So majority of them also touch the savings of the parents. Not only that, funds arranged by parents through money lenders. And banks didn't give them loans, so they paid high interest. Followed by they mortgaged their land and got the fund. And a few got educational loan. So the overall, I would like Dr. Sandeep to make some comment. Would you like to make some comments?
Yeah, sir. For the information of the students also, jo gal Dr. Sahab das rahe ne, this is for 3 colleges today recently Canada shut down हुए ने, and इथे बच्चे 2100 students जो ने वो ਅਫੈਕਟ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਔਰ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਗਈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਐਨਾਲਿਸਿਸ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਟਰਾਮਾ ਚੋਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਿਕਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਕੁਝ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕੰਪਲੀਟ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਸੀ ਕੁਝ ਅਜੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਸੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫੰਡਸ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ ਕਲਾਸਿਸ ਲਗਾਈਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਐਂਡ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਇਜ਼ ਅਪਰੂਵਲ ਇਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ AIP ਦਾ श्योर किया गया बट एक बड़ा बड़ा एक इशू जो है बड़े बच्चे जो है जो while we interacted with them they were under mental trauma so we don't want कि साडे बच्चे कल नूं इधर जान ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਇਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੀ so for the speakers this is one of the issue which has been brought to the notice of the government we have established contact with the government in Canada and the students who are there in Canada were pursuing the programs we have tried to resolve those issues now the new management of the shutdown colleges have agreed to continue their study and graduate them as soon as possible we are left with the one issue of the funds to be refunded to the students who are back in India so that's one issue which is yet to be resolved and we are working around it but through government to government contact we have already set up and through that we were able to support whatever way we are trying to support the candidates in all the ways so I think this what analysis Dr. Saab have shown while we met these students sizable number of students who are in India affected there because of those colleges and who are in Canada affected there because of shutdown of this colleges that have shattered the trust of the students here. This is why if you look at students are talking about that they want more everything to be done here in India and that is why this round table is kept that since speakers are here representing different organizations how can we work around it so that the risk should be less cost should be minimized yield should be high and the student should be able to go to the desired country so that's a thought process around it such things like Mr. Jeremy also mentioned that this should not be repeated so I think sir this is wonderful you have shown the basic analysis of the problem of Montreal students so I think like Jeremy or Dr. Phil they are there this should not be repeated Canadian authorities are also trying and we also hope that such incidents should not reoccur. Yes.
Dr. Sandeep, I wanted to share with you when it happens, if you see New Zealand, they have some very good practice. If the fee is deposited by a foreign student from some other country, that money doesn't go to the college. It goes in phases. So the risk of such scenarios are actually less. Dr. Sandeep, you remember, even a few weeks before official announcement of bankruptcy, these colleges reached out through agents to the students.
Yes.
Please pay your fee. Please pay your fee. Do it urgently.
Yes.
Do it urgently. In fact, we have collected data through a research platform, voluminous data. And we'll be very happy to collaborate with Dr. Philip and Dr. Jeremy we are creating a model which will ensure it is a robust model, which is a win-win model. And Canada has got fantastic image in terms of as a country of destination. And I think, we should not allow that brand to be adversely impacted. I move, we open up now for question answer. Dr. Sandeep.
Yeah, Dr. Madam Sujata is also there.
Sujata did not speak. Sujata, are you okay now? Sujata, are you okay to talk now?
I think she was facing some trouble in technology.
Yeah,
maybe we may pick up a few.
I'm stopping sharing. Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, sir, please do it and then we can take some questions from the students.
Yeah.
So we have, I can see Muskan Khanna. Muskan Khanna, can you unmute yourself? Yeah. You have raised hand, Muskan Khanna. You unmute yourself and speak. If you are not able to unmute, please write in the chat box so that we may do unmute. Yes. So you have been now, you can do it. You have been allowed now. Muskan Khanna, you have raised hand. Muskan, you can now unmute yourself and speak.
I think there is some issues in your system.
Okay, what are the issues?
Sujata, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I don't know what happened. I mean, I've been talking, and I think there is some reason that wasn't being heard. But anyways, a very quick intro about myself. Are you able to hear me?
Very clearly, very clearly.
Yeah. So sorry for this technical glitches that has been observed. But anyways, my name is Sujata Kumaraswamy. I'm a nurse by profession, and I've been running a recruitment agency for the nurses for last several years. I'm based out of US, and we have currently opened up again, and we are looking for more participating with more of this kind of things, because in India there is, as you said, a lot of ready workforce to be brought in. Currently, the US has certain limitations because of the immigration numbers, but I'm open to help out with people in Canada as well. And we are having tie-ups in the Philippines, Sri Lanka, India, and other places as well. So just so that we all know that it's a great initiative that you guys are doing. All the best. And I will share my email and phone number directly here if anybody wants to reach out to me. The company that I have is American Health Staffing.
Dr. Saab, I want to mention here, Sujata, we would request you to, if you have any process like Dr. Khala is there, she want to tie up with the state institutions here. If you also have some kind of a model around it, where we can train students here in India and they can be placed overseas, please share that model with us, so that same can be, yeah. So that we can, offer to a large number of students. Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
So we will go to the students, Dr. Saab. The students who have raised hand: Maninderjeet Singh, Deepak Kumar, Muskan Khanna, Pushpinder Brad, Mandeep Kaur. If you want to say, Deepak Kumar is there. Maninderjeet, unmute kariye and speak. Abhi is students can now speak. Maninder, बोलिए. हाँ जी. इधर आप unmuted हैं. हाँ बोलिए. मनिंदर बोलो तुसी बोल सकते हो मनिंदर.
You can speak in Punjabi, Hindi, English.
हाँ बोलो मनिंदर, सुन सकते हैं. ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ बोलो.
ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਵਿਡ ਵੈਕਸੀਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬ में.
ਕੀ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
ਹੈਲੋ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬੋਲ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਬੋਲੋ. ਇੰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਹੀ. ਬੋਲੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਬੋਲੋ. ਕੋਈ ਨੋਟ ਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਟੈਕਨੀਕਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰ ਲਓ. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਾਅਦ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੁਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਦੀਪਕ ਕੁਮਾਰ ਬੋਲੋ. ਮੁਸਕਾਨ ਖੰਨਾ, ਪੁਸ਼ਪਿੰਦਰ ਬੁਰਾੜ, ਬਾਬਨਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ, ਕੋਈ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਬੱਚੇ. ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਕਰੋ. ਸਪੀਕਰਸ ਆਰ देयर. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਆਨਸਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਲਿਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ. ਇੱਕ ਗ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਮ ਸਰੀਨ ਹੈ. ਗ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਮ ਸਰੀਨ ਦਾ ਚੈਟ ਬਾਕਸ ਚ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ. ਗ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਮ, ਜੋ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲੋ. ਚਾਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਰੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. ਹਾਂਜੀ ਬੋਲੋ ਔਰ ਆਪਣੀ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦਿਓ.
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm Pushpinder.
जी, Pushpinder, bolo.
Yes, sir. My question is that what are the opportunities for the graduated nurses to move on to Canada? Like we want to do it from here in the India, and then want to move out to the Canada. Like I have done BSc nursing in 2014, and now I
Okay.
have 5 years of experience as a staff nurse in both in private sector. But I want to pursue more in like I want to know what are the criteria to be a registered nurse in the Canada, or what are the opportunities for us to move on to Canada right from here, India.
I can answer
Okay.
that question.
Yeah. Please, speakers, please answer it. Pushpinder Brad question. I think it is clear. Yeah.
So I can speak to the situation in British Columbia. This is a provincial. Each province is different in terms of how it recognizes internationally educated nurses. Here in British Columbia, unfortunately, it is a complicated process to obtain licensure, and this is a challenge for nurses from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter if you're coming from India, the Philippines, the United States, United Kingdom. All internationally educated registered nurses need to go through a process with the BC College of Nurses and Midwives. It involves submitting your credentials. It involves demonstrating an English language proficiency. Your English sounds excellent. It involves taking an assessment, a written, verbal, and practical skills assessment that spans over a couple of days. And from that assessment, you're then mandated to take further education. That could be a couple of courses. It could be a full reentry program, depending on how the assessment turns out. And then you would proceed from there. You do need to write the NCLEX for Canada to become licensed, and you need to have a very high level of English tested through IELTS or CELBAN for the British Columbia licensure in nursing. Our college does have a postgraduate diploma in Canadian nursing that is specifically designed to assist internationally educated nurses navigate that licensure process and do so while working here. But since we're talking about taking education outside of Canada and in India specifically, currently the only other option we have for that is to take the first about 6 months of that program online, the theory components online, and then you need to come here because there are certain practical components that have to be completed in Canada. And if I may speak just a little bit to that, I'm confident that Dr. Laird would echo this as well. The main challenge with delivering healthcare education for Canada, delivering that outside of Canada, is that all healthcare education here in BC anyways has a theory component. That's easy to deliver outside of Canada. But it also has a practice education component, what we call a practicum or a clinical practicum or a preceptorship. And those components must be completed in Canada. At least right now they need to be, because we do not have any validated institutions outside of Canada that are regarded as equivalent in terms of the healthcare setting. So if we're able to solve that challenge, we could do great things indeed overseas. But currently, institutions like Trinity Western or Stenberg, we are capable of delivering theory components outside of Canada, but not the practice education components. And I will just add one other thing. For all healthcare programs in British Columbia, and then all of the nursing programs in specific, are regulated. So is pharmacy, and I know there's a lot of interest in pharmacy. All of those programs have very high standards of English that must be demonstrated even before you can start that education. And so I just want to remind everybody of the importance, the extreme importance of obtaining strong English preparation and strong test scores for English so that you can access Canadian healthcare education. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you. Dr. Jeremy, I think you have very well explained the process, and just wanted to discuss with you the outcome of our technical session 2, where a similar process exists in United Kingdom also. But recently an MOU is signed between Government of India and Government of UK, wherein now NHS is coming forward to streamline the process or to redefine the process. Earlier, the same process was there. A couple of exam happens in India, and one exam, CBT2, happens in United Kingdom. So now what they are planning to do everything here while being in India. Student need not to go anywhere, and then, they can get a job and they can, go and practice as a registered nurse. So that redefining is happening under G2G model. And like in government of Punjab, I can say we were the first government to sign up with government of Alberta. So similar kind of initiative we are building with Alberta province also. And we are also in dialogue with the BC. British Columbia also. Maybe due to COVID, we could not do it. Otherwise, we would have done the agreement between, the BC and the government of Punjab. So that G2G model is to redefine the process, to reduce the cost. Institutions like you can, come here. There are basic infrastructure available. If some more infrastructure is required, both institutions can supplement each other, and we may, do the entire process while being in India. So I think that Canada, Alberta, we are in a position to do it. But with BC, definitely we are working with the BC government. And also we are in process to sign up with the Ontario government also, Ontario, so that, let there be a free flow of people from here. So I think what you shared, Pushpinder, Mr. Jeremy has shared a wonderful insight, very thoroughly, very clearly. He has given a perspective, current model of going to Canada with your experience. जो बच्चे already nursing कर चुके हैं या कर रहे हैं, and जो बाहर जाना चाहते हैं, उदा perspective डॉक्टर साहब ने बड़े अच्छे तरह ना दस्या है. But what we are also, working on it. एक ऐसा मॉडल जो इत्थे ही सारा कुछ हो जाए, we are working around it. So Dr. Saab, I think is wonderful insight, and we may pick up some more questions. Like Pushpinder question has given us a lot of insight.
Yeah, let's right? Take up a few more questions.
Yeah, so Pushpinder, anybody else want to say? Anchal Arora, I can see right in front of
and in terms of time management, we have 8 minutes. But since we started 3 minutes late, we have 11 minutes.
Yeah, so Anchal Arora, you can do it. I can see Rashmi, Gurdit Singh. So I would request the IT team to unmute them if they are not able to do it. So I'm also trying to do unmute to Anchal. Anchal, you want to say something? Anchal, please unmute yourself. Other also try. Those who are raising hand. Vikram Kumar. Yeah, Anchal. Boliye.
Still, I want to know about it. We have done GNM nursing and have experience of 3 years, right? And after that, we trained for respiratory therapist from AIMS Batinda. I want to know about that after this.
Recording stopped.
Course.
Recording in progress.
After this course, what is the opportunity for us in Canada, and what the process?
Okay, Anchal, let me give a perspective to the speakers. For all the esteemed speakers, what Anchal just now mentioned, she is GNM qualified. And we in government of Punjab, we have signed agreement with All India Institute of Medical Science, Bathinda, which is set up in the state of Punjab to train GNM nursing and BSc nursing students as a respiratory therapist, as an expert on the ventilators, to run the ventilator, to operate the ventilators. So she's talking about that she is already GNM nursing and she has a certificate as a respiratory therapist. She's trained by All India Institute of Medical Science. So she will have all required skills. She can be the well suited for ventilator operations or to be a ICU expert. So what she want to say that what kind of opportunity she has for Canada. So I think Sujata is also there, Makhala is also there, Dr. Phil is there. I think question is very pertinent. We are training about 200 nurses in Punjab. And Anchal, for your information, that initiative we have started at a government level. So we are also coming up with some opportunities in our government hospital and in the private hospital in Punjab. But yes, what all are available at an international level, I think speakers can answer for it. So she's GNM with experience, also a specialized course in respiratory therapist. Please, any of the speaker want to answer? How can she get a overseas employment? What she need to do now? Dr. Phil, you want to say something? Dr. Phil? And I would also request Makhala to share thought. Dr. Phil, would you are not able to do it? Let me unmute. Dr. Phil ASP, sir, IT, hi. I think we should, I was able to unmute. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Dr. Phil, we can hear you.
I think Jeremy answered the question quite well. There's two main options. One route is for those who have a technical training in India and want to come to get employment in Canada. There's a pretty rigorous process of assessing their credentials that Jeremy has laid out, and for them to gain, licensure to operate within their profession in Canada. That's one option. The second option that students have to come to Canada is actually to enhance their education and go into a higher degree in order to make their way in Canada. So to complete a postgraduate diploma, complete a master's degree, and then come with their technical training from India as well as an advanced degree. We've found that in India right now, the largest number of students we have are coming into our Master of Science in Nursing program, our Master of Arts in Healthcare Leadership, and even in the MBA program. We have healthcare professionals who come here and apply to do business administration as well. So those are three pathways for education that you can go into if you want to get an advanced degree. But the credentialization, the international sort of licensure or verification of your credential is a pretty extensive process, again, as Jeremy already alluded to in his comments.
I think
it doesn't always end the way that people want it to. There's no guarantee necessarily of that process being successful, but it is worth pursuing, particularly for those people who don't have the money or do not want to put the money at risk to take further education, because that also can be quite expensive. No matter what institution you go to. So that's a matter of research, careful research. For a respiratory therapist, for example, that is a regulated profession in British Columbia and elsewhere in Canada. So you'd want to research the regulatory body, the governing body for respiratory therapists in BC, and then get in touch with them to see about having a foreign credential recognized.
Maybe I'll add one comment. I think students have to also understand, if they go through the university or college system, how to get a postgraduate work permit, which is a different process, how long you can get a postgraduate work permit for, and also how to get your permanent residency and what kinds of degrees help to improve those chances. So a higher degree gives you a better chance of getting a postgraduate work permit or a higher score. And also, as Jeremy has mentioned, better IELTS score. So an IELTS of 7.0 is going to give you a higher score when you get to the point of trying to become a permanent resident of Canada. So one thing that I will caution students is a lot of students want to come to Canada so badly that they will do almost anything to come here. It's really important that you do your research and you talk to some institutions, because they'll give you good advice on a pathway to get you to the solution you're looking for, rather than just doing the fastest and easiest way to come in to Canada, which often doesn't provide the long-term solution that you might want.
Yeah, that is just an excellent point. I could not agree more with that. I want, if you don't remember anything else that we say today, I want for everybody on this in this session to remember this about Canada. A postgraduate work permit is not a guarantee of permanent residency. It does not mean that you will be successful staying in Canada long term. What it means is you get to stay for a specific period of time following graduation from your studies. You get the opportunity to assemble the points that you require, the point score you require in order to be invited to apply for permanent residency. And English, as Dr. Laird mentioned, your English score is one of the components that contributes to your CRS score, it's called. But your job, how much money you earn at that job, where you're living in Canada, the credential that you hold, or the credentials that you hold. Maybe you hold a degree here in Canada, but you also have a degree from India. These things contribute to that score. There are many students who graduate and receive a postgraduate work permit, and then unfortunately are sent home after 1 or 2, 3 years because they were not able to assemble the necessary points to become a permanent resident in Canada. Now, the good news about healthcare programming is that the healthcare field probably gives you a much better opportunity than most other fields to gain the points necessary for permanent residency. And that's a positive. And if you're coming to an institution, a private post-secondary institution, then you are not eligible directly for a postgraduate work permit. So you want to make sure that if you go to a private institution, that they have a pathway on to a different institution for a postgrad work permit, or there are direct employment opportunities upon graduation. So for example, from Stenberg College, if you're graduating from any nursing program of ours, as a registered care aide, as a licensed practical nurse, if you're going on to licensure as a registered nurse, we have conditional job offers from employers. Basically, a guaranteed job will be waiting for you upon graduation. And they will supply a temporary foreign work permit and take you through that process upon graduation. And those types of opportunities did not exist before the pandemic, but they exist now because of the crisis in healthcare in BC and across Canada. That those are real job opportunities upon graduation with employers.
Mr. Jeremy, I think it's a really wonderful insight and you and Dr. Phil has given. I think you have covered many questions which are being raised by the students. A couple of more where I can see a lot of chat people are students are asking a lot of questions. So Leena Kashyap, you want to say anything? Leena Kashyap is there. She has raised hand. We have Rahul Bagla. We have Sukhvinder Kaur. I would request IT team to unmute them so that they can raise their questions. And most of the questions are already been answered by the speakers. I think they are around that only. So if there is any specific question, please ask. Yeah, Leena, yes.
Hello, sir. I'm pursuing Masters in Pharmacology from Raj Group of Institutions, Punjab. I want to know how can I pursue my career as a pharmacist?
So, okay. So, Jeremy, maybe we may pick up a few more questions and then you can answer. So, Rahul Bagla, Kunal. Rahul Bagla, you want to say? Rahul Bagla, you can now unmute and talk. Sukhvinder Kaur. Sukhvinder Kaur.
नहीं हो रहा. Hello.
Yeah, बोलिए.
Hello, good evening.
Yes.
सर मैं रही हूँ. सर मेरी ना GNM एक्सपीरियंस भी और सर मैंने ना कोविड में लाइनर काम भी किया हुआ. एम्स में मतलब कि ट्रेनिंग कंप्लीट हो गई है रेस्पिरेटरी फिजियोथेरेपिस्ट की. सर वही पूछना क्या फ्यूचर होगा, मतलब कि है आगे डिमांड सर हम जानने में काम करने के लिए.
Right. Sukhvinder, I have earlier also answered. This course is specially designed for meeting our own requirement as ventilator expert. So definitely very soon you will be थोड़ी जड़ियां placement process है उन्हें शुरू किया जा रहा है. And internationally also, जैसे Mr. Jeremy has just now mentioned that BC has requirement. और भी जड़ियां province है. We are in touch with those government to government उन्होंने गल हो रही है. If there is any requirement तो उन्होंने immediately foreignly भी थोड़े resume भेजे जाएंगे. ठीक है? So you will get very soon. ठीक है.
Thank you so much, sir.
So we have questions coming on done in Punjab. So most of the speakers, most of the questions are coming around that the students are requesting for theory and training required by nurses to be done in Punjab as much as possible. They want to do everything here. They want some model to be evolved. I think Phil and Mr. Jeremy has just now mentioned about it. So more and more questions are coming around it. Dr. Saab, how you want to take it forward now? Time is short.
I think we let's just sum up. Let's just sum up. I think we had some interesting conversation. So why not you sum up some of the insights? I think we had some very good insights, right? Our takeaways, few advice, suggestions for the students who are connected.
Yeah, and since students are very keen, they have been asking questions. And let me sum up. My students, कुछ questions the answer दे देना है. Student जो बच्चे already skill program कर चुके ने, वो बच्चे उन्हां दे ਲਈ जो process है relating to going to foreign countries, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਕੁਝ programs ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ for Canada, for Germany, for Australia. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ just be connected, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਲਦੀ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਉਹਦੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ. ਜੋ ਬੱਚੇ ਏਮਸ ਦਾ ਬਾਅਦ ਏਮਸ ਤੋਂ ਰੈਸਪੀਰੇਟਰੀ ਥੈਰੇਪਿਸਟ ਦਾ ਕੋਰਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦਾ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨਸ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਪਲੇਸਮੈਂਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਹੈ. ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਲਈ, ਫੋਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ, ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਪ੍ਰੈਫਰਡ ਡੈਸਟੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਐਸੀਆਂ ਰਿਕੁਆਇਰਮੈਂਟਸ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਚੱਲਾਂਗੇ. ਫਾਰਮੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਜੈਰਮੀ ਹੈਜ਼ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨਡ there is a wonderful careers ahead. ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ process ਹੈ ਜੋ they are putting it in the, if you can see, Dr. Phil has put it in the chat box also. ਜੋ pharmacy ਦੇ career ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, a wonderful insight in the chat box. ਬੱਚੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ download ਕਰਕੇ you can go to the link and get the information. ਕੁਝ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ question ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ mainly relating to ਤੁਸੀਂ BSc nursing ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ. BSc nursing, GNM nursing, बच्चे बाहर जाने दा process, you know it, इस time एक defined process है, but under government to government agreement ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕੁਝ ਮਾਡਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਕੁਝ ਬ੍ਰਿਜਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ 'ਚ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਰਹੋ ਐਂਡ ਵੈਰੀ ਸੂਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪਾਰਟਿਕੂਲਰਲੀ ਹੈਲਥ ਸੈਕਟਰ ਔਰ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿ ਰਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਬੇਸਡ ਔਨ ਡੇਟਾ ਹੈ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਬਾਹਰਲੀਆਂ ਕੰਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ there is a lot of requirement as has been highlighted by the speakers. There is a aging population. ਉੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਹੈਲਥ ਵਰਕਫੋਰਸ ਦੀ ਓਨਲੀ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਕੁਝ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਭੇਜਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ GDA ਬਾਰੇ ਵੀ ਬੱਚੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ GDA ਜਨਰਲ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਅਸਿਸਟੈਂਟ ਦਾ ਕੋਰਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਸ਼ਾਰਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਭੇਜਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਜਲਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ the point only is ਵੀ ਹਰ ਪ੍ਰੋਸੈਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮਲਾਈਨ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਹੀ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਰਾਉਂਡ ਟੇਬਲ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਵੈਰੀ ਸੂਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਪੈਸਿਫਿਕ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਡਿਲੀਵਰ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਏਗੀ so Dr. Sahab I have given answers to the questions of the student because many students are asking the similar questions particularly relating to GDA and other information. Speakers have already spoken about it and there were very good insights given by the speakers, particularly by Mr. Jeremy and Dr. Phil and other two speakers like Dr. Makhala and Madam Sujata. They also shared their views around it. So, sir, wonderful session. For your closing remarks also.
I just wanted to say that I think it was a wonderful session, right? Very interactive, a lot of knowledge input. Even personally, I have found it very useful, very interactive. I haven't really realized that we have crossed the original time limit of 90 minutes. We have actually spent 100 minutes together. So I think it has been amazing. I wanted all of you to know, including the students, and professors and faculty who are connected, the certification agencies, colleges, universities abroad. We are creating a survey in a research platform. And our plan is to collect primary data. And what we are planning is whatever insights we get to share it with the people. And I think only through collaboration, sharing of knowledge, understanding each country's processes, we can create value for the global supply chain of healthcare workforce. So thank you everybody for joining. Over to you, Dr. Sandeep.
I also want to thank Mr. Prasanjit. He was in touch with us. He earlier, came into contact with me through iMove and through some German training partners. But now he's supporting the initiative of bringing Canadian institution, together for some kind of initiative. So I want to thank Prasanjit for his support. And we would request Prasanjit to, I think he would have understood the model now, and we would want more such, association if they can come forward around this model. You have seen yourself the students' perspective. I think that has also been noted down by the speakers. I think that can really, take our initiative to a next level. So with these words, on the behalf of the government of Punjab, on the behalf of Indian School of Business and LAMRIN Tech Skill University, Punjab, I want to extend heartiest thanks to esteemed speakers for being with us today, for their wonderful insights and the way forward they have shown to all of us that how we together can work. And I also assure all of you that on the behalf of the government, the government of Punjab is also striving hard to work in tandem with the foreign countries, particularly with Canada province. Alberta is very successfully, we are doing it. BC, we will be doing it very soon. Ontario and other province, we will have province-to-province agreement to streamline the process. And we would require support and guidance from the speakers like Dr. Phil, Mr. Jeremy, because they're wonderful in thought process. And also Dr. Makhala and Madam Sujata for their support. Thank you very much for being with us. I'm very thankful to Professor Chandan Chaudhary from ISB for all his support for organizing this session today at Indian School of Business, for extending all support for his IT support, administrative support. Without him, this function would not have been successful. This is a wonderful function. Since morning for the speakers, since 11 a.m., now it's going to be around 10 p.m. We have been holding multiple sessions, and total about 4,000 plus participants have participated in this roundtable discussion since morning, from inaugural session 1 to technical session to 1, 2, and this technical session 3. And we have got esteemed speakers from Government of India, from Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Skill Development, even embassies, foreign high commissions. It was a wonderful discussion and participation of almost all the principals from the nursing institution in the inaugural session, faculty members, and students. 4,200 is the exact participation across these 4 sessions, and this has made this roundtable a very, very successful. And I want to put it on record that we will publish this report. I would request Dr. Chaudhary for his support in publishing these insights so that we can share the copies with the concerned stakeholders. With these words, thank you very much to all of you for being with us. Wish you an International Women's Day again. Yeah,
a group photo.
Yes, I think that will be good. I would request the participants and the speakers to please switch on your cameras. जितने भी बच्चे 1 मिनट लिए अपना कैमरा स्विच ऑन करो. एक यादगारी मूवमेंट है, फोटोग्राफ्स लेनी है थोड़े नाल. I know you must be in a sleeping mode now, right? But जिस तरह भी हो,
just another couple of minutes, keep the eyes open.
Just अपना कैमरा ऑन कर दो. And Dr. Saab, please, Dr. Saab, you are the wonderful person. You may share some story and they'll laugh.
Yeah, no, I mean,
they can have a good smile.
Yeah.
Smile on our faces, and students can really enjoy,
Yeah, just a little bit with the hands, pull the eyes, keep it open for another 1 minute. And then if you can tell the boardroom to really take the photograph, then
Yeah, sir. Some of the students are writing that they are not unable to switch on the camera.
Yeah.
So I would request IT team to disable so that they can, switch on their cameras. All students, please. We are disabled. IT team is going to do it now. First. So Anchal, आपको आंसर आपका मिल गया है. बाकी कोई और भी थॉट होगा, we will let you know very soon, right? So wonderful, आप लोग सारे इधर आए हो. All are smiling faces, Dr. Saab. आपने जैसे बताया, we can see smiling faces around it. Canada, वैसे ही Canada का नाम सुन के, जो बच्चों के फेस पे वैसे स्माइल आ जाती है. But definitely we will make this dream successful. हम चाहेंगे कि ये जितने भी बच्चे हैं, ये राइट पाथवे के थ्रू बाहर जान, कट कोई कॉस्ट ना लगे, ऐसी चाहे फ्री जान बाहर, राइट? उधर अराउंड ही ये सारी डिस्कशंस हो रही है. So the ISB boardroom can take photographs. You can see smile on the faces of all the students, speakers. Dr. Saab, थोड़े एक दो वर्ड और स्माइल ले आएंगे.
So I think, but I must tell you that the kind of insights we have got from Dr. Philip, Jeremy, Makhala, Dr. Makhala, and Sujata, I think it has been amazing. And students have been also very, very active. In India at this point of time, you have more than 220 people still connected, right? Some trying to smile, but we have not enabled the camera for everybody. So we are not able to see that they are smiling. I would suggest let's go ahead and take the photograph. Yeah.
Yeah, photograph is done. Boardroom, photograph is
done. Done, sir.
Chalo. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks to everybody. Saryanda, बहुत thanks. Thanks to the speakers for being with us. Those who are in India, very good night. Good night to all of you. For the speakers, you must be in a good morning, mode. So good morning to all of you. So thank you very much to everybody for being with us. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Sandeep Kaura. Thank you very much, Dr. Chandan Chaudhary from ISB. Thank you very much, Dr. Kaura, for all your support you have as a advisor to Government of Punjab. You are always a leader for all of us and showing us the path right from the beginning. So on behalf of LAMRIN Tech Skills University, I would like to thank Government of Punjab, Dr. Sandeep Kaura, Mr. Professor Chandan Chaudhary from ISB, all the delegates from foreign countries, all the participants, all the director principals for extending your support. On behalf of LAMRIN Tech Skills University, I would like to thank you all very much. As decided in this all these 3 sessions, we as a university are coming up with all the queries. We will resolve all the queries of yours and will come up with all the bridging courses which exactly have discussed and come up with a robust model of how we can go to our dream destination countries, especially in the healthcare sector. So once again, thank you very much, all the participants. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. All the best.
Thank you very much.
All the best.
Recording stopped.